Most everybody knows Atlanta is a growing city. We have a new stadium. We have new hotels, motels, office buildings going up.
We have a metropolitan area here that's growing real fast. And with it, we have these fans that are going to support it.
Atlanta's boom is typified by the new stadium, Atlanta Stadium. Before a name, before the players, the stadium heralded the first campaign. It was to be a campaign of constant excitement and finally success.
Atlanta Falcon football fans, it gives me a tremendous amount of pride and pleasure to present to you at least my man of the hour, Atlanta Falcon head football coach, Norb Hecker.
My biggest job now, of course, is to assemble a staff, which I intend to start on immediately.
First choice, first round, our newest member, the Atlanta Falcons.
I think we're going to have to concentrate on youth.
Atlanta selects Tommy Nobis, linebacker, University of Texas.
Tommy Nobis had a big job. Most NFL middle linebackers have had the benefit of 6 to 8 years experience. It's not a job to be walked into. Number 60 nailed down the job, not in a walk, but on the dead run. He was voted by the NFL coaches Rookie of the Year. As middle linebacker, Tommy was the hub of the Falcon defense. This meant not only enormous physical demands, but the ability to lead 10 other men. He did this, and the Falcon defense was never ashamed. Bone-bending, neck-snapping football was the defensive hallmark. Hit them just a little harder, and it'll hurt just a little less. This is the axiom, and this is why Atlanta was never ashamed. A combination of veterans and youth lent a blend of savvy and snap that announced for all to hear Atlanta was NFL caliber. Williams, Semensky, Richards were some of the names. Fearsome foursome, strongest arm in football, and championship experience were the key phrases when the Rams came to town for the season opener. It was true. Los Angeles had all these things and more. Observers remarked that Atlanta would be lucky to survive their first afternoon in the Sunday Wars. They did survive. The secondary did its job, too. Fierce, honest hitting and a ball-hawking sense bridled the explosive Ram aerial game.
The one thing I think we have to improve at, especially coming into this Ram ball game, is the pass protection.
Marchaleski, Whitlow, Cook, Talbert, and Linden did. Randy Johnson connected with Gary Barnes for the Falcons' first touchdown in championship play. The ice was broken. The old boys could be stung. The season would prove this again and again. The Falcons score, but the dignity of the game must be assigned to the defense. The final score saw the Rams held to 19 points. During the course of the season, Coach Hal Herring's men will have logged more than their share of playing time. It was a question of attitude, of desire, and impatience. A rush is supposed to have played together 3 or 4 years before it becomes effective. Atlanta did its best to telescope time. The result worked. The line was so effective that it allowed the secondary the luxury of complete pass defense. Smith, Callan, Regal, and Richardson patrolled the secondary with an authority that belied their experience. It was the story of being the new kid on the block, and nobody was handing out any favors. None were asked.
watching the reruns last week, I think we got one of the best linebuckers in the business in Junior Coffee.
Junior Coffee is listed as a halfback. He's 6'1" and 210 pounds. When he gets the ball, he should be listed as an entire offense. Junior Coffee is 210 pounds. That's light for a linebacker. But indeed, he's one of the best in the business. They call this man the Wheel. The reference is more to his running style than to his name. Ernie Wheelwright is a blockbuster. When he rolls, it takes a hard man to bring him down. He's a punishing runner, completely capable of leaning for the short yards and always a threat to parlay them into long yards.
As soon as the Atlanta quarterbacks get to know the receivers, then I think the passing game with the Falcons will click next year. I'm hoping so, looking forward to it.
A first-year club has one primary requirement, that is, depth at quarterback. Dennis Claridge was both depth and experience. Here is 62 yards and 6 points worth. Rookie Randy Johnson bore the brunt of the signal calling. Poise and courage marked his play. The lot of a first-year quarterback is difficult. On a new club, it could be overwhelming. This wasn't the case. Despite a certain natural flux in the receiving corps, Randy learned the habits of his men. The tally sheet recorded Alex Hawkins, number 25, Billy Martin, 85, Vern Burke, 84, Angie Koya, 48, Taz Anderson, 82, and Bob Sherlag, and of course, the setbacks. It was a big job to learn effectively the traits of so many receivers. It wasn't a question of will, it was a question of time.
They haven't learned to work together yet, but I feel like in another year or so we'll have one of the best football teams in the league.
Well, they're a new team and they're playing established names.
Frankly, I didn't expect too much for the first 2 or 3 years.
If the Falcons were winning, I'd think they was in a weak league, and I've always had a lot of respect for the National Football League.
I think they're nervous.
The new kid on the block might well be nervous. The Falcons' case is no exception. In less than a year, Atlanta has fielded a team to compete among the very best. Coach Ecker put together strong and resilient components, a team that is competitive and a team that will be a winner. The elements are here. All that remains is to smooth the rough edges.
Whether they win or lose.
The stands are completely full at every game.
They bring people in from all out over the southeast.
I've been to one Atlanta Falcons football game, and I would have loved to go to the other ones, but I couldn't get a ticket.
Now, the Falcons has been a great success to the city of Atlanta and the South. We have cars from all parts of the Southeast.
I think they may win some this year.
As far as doing better, I don't see how they could do any worse, so you have only hope for improvement.
The 9th week of the season justified the city's faith in its team. 9 weeks of unrewarded effort did a lot to smooth the rough edges and develop a very hungry disposition. The new kid had had enough. The Falcons grabbed the initiative immediately. Junior Coffey breaks into the Colt territory. And with methodical execution, Atlanta advances. Randy Johnson hits Billy Martin on a look-in. The Falcons are hungry. Every yard is precious. Steve Sloan is the 12th man on offense. He relays the call. Hawkins on the square out. With veteran insight, Johnson flares Coffey. For 30 minutes, the youngsters have outplayed the veteran Colts. It deserves a standing ovation, and it's given. The Falcons are surely a home team. The Colts are a proud team. They're championship caliber. They come back on an ingrained tradition and adrenaline. The Falcons lost barely. John Unitas marshaled all the tricks and pulled the game out. The Falcons have served notice, though. Their apprenticeship is over. They are ready. Yankee Stadium, home of dynasties, home of tradition. Today, neither will be respected. Randy Johnson goes right at the Giants. Junior Coffey and Ernie Wheelwright shatter the New York line. perfect counterpoint is a flare to ex-New Yorker Wheelwright. They do come back to haunt. It's Junior Coffey's turn, and he's a lot less subtle. Olympian Henry Carr gets the doormat treatment. The ground game well established, Johnson opens the long-awaited aerial circus. The drive is capped by a precision strike to Vern Burke. The defense won't be outdone. Fine line pressure forces the New York quarterback into a hurried pass. Bill Jobko is there to pick up the pieces. The margin of victory is ensured, but no favors will be given. The Falcons entered the league to play football, and so they shall.
Be with no bad luck on a par in the next year or two, we hope, with Minnesota.
When the Falcons moved into Minnesota, both snow and footballs were flying. Jerry Richardson set the tone for the afternoon when he pulled in one of those flying footballs. Again, the Falcons set out with a no-nonsense offense. Wheelwright and Coffey. The quarter changes and the Atlanta offense stutters. The bomb squad doesn't, though. The punt carries to the 1. The defense comes on. With less than a year's experience, they react with veteran execution. The shortest distance to 6 points is a straight line. Randy Johnson does the honors. The offense takes over again. Ernie Wheelwright makes a fantastic catch, and the Falcons are on the move. The momentum is established, and it results in another 6-pointer. It's a special kick to fans and players alike. The offense scores, and it's defense again. Bob Riegel plays a special brand of defense. This field goal attempt sets off a chain of events that's curious, even by the standards of that ever-bouncing football. A Falcon punt is the strategic move. A Viking fair catch gives the option of a free kick, and the kick is worth 3 points. A free kick isn't enough. The Falcons win. The Falcons played everyone once, East and West, and it was the toughest schedule in the league. Now it was the Cardinals' turn. The action opens up with Atlanta punting. Bomb squatters are not glamorous. They're game breakers. It's become a Falcon trademark, fundamental football, hitting, and it's worth a touchdown. This was one of 3 Falcon field goals. They add up. A touchdown, field goals, and ball control were the order of the day. The offense established, and it remained for the defense to do what they had done so well all year, play grudging football. (16-10), and the Falcons came up with a record that tied for an expansion team's season.
I was real satisfied. When they started to play together, they started to win.
Gee, it's great that they won, and I surely enjoy watching them play. I really do.
It was good when they were winning, and I hope they can keep on winning.
I was real satisfied when they won.
Gosh, I think it was great.
I think it's wonderful the Falcons won. I couldn't believe it, but the Falcons won.
Hi, I'm Pat Summerall with exciting highlights of the